first time that two U.S. congressmen have had offices in El Paso. Earlier, U.S. Rep. Pete Gallego spoke with us about his district, which stretches from El Paso County all the way to San Antonio. I'm Denise Olivas, and today in our studio is Congressman Pete Gallego. Welcome. Thank you for joining us here on ABC7 at 4.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You know, you represent the largest congressional district in Texas, so quite the job there, right?
You know, it's just under 24% of the state by land. If you're looking at it, 800 miles of border from here to San Antonio. So that's a big stretch of territory, but I love it a lot. It's the most beautiful part of Texas.
And you know, we spoke to your chief of staff yesterday, who tells us it's bigger than some, European countries, some states.
You know, it's bigger than 29 states.
Wow.
So it's got 29 counties in it, and it's bigger than 29 states. That's how I remember the number.
Okay. So then now, what are some of the concerns that you are constituents, specifically here in East El Paso County, like in Socorro?
You know, there's a lot of needs here in the Socorro area. There's some issues with respect to development and infrastructure, those kinds of things. Working on several issues in that area. There's constantly conversation. For me, one of the biggest and most important issues is always making sure that our country has met its commitment to veterans. And there is a huge population of veterans, not only in all of El Paso County, but particularly in the Mission Valley of El Paso. So making sure that we keep our commitments, that certainly keeps me pretty busy. And
which leads us, your grand opening for your new office there in Socorro. Tell us a little bit about it, and what made you. I know we were told that it's a promise that you're fulfilling. So tell us about that grand opening today.
To tell you the truth, it's not only a promise, but for me, it's a dream come true. Because I served in the Texas legislature for 22 years, and every redistricting I hoped that I would get to represent a piece of El Paso. No se me hizo. I mean, I was never able to do that in the legislature. But now in Congress, I wanted to have an El Paso office. Frankly, it's the first time that El Paso has had 2 congressional offices, the first time in history. So I'm really proud of that, and especially since the senators, neither one of them has an office here in El Paso, but they have 2 House members, and hopefully people will take full advantage of the services that we offer and let us help in every way possible.
And I understand you're based out of San Antonio, but you do have a connection here to El Paso.
Well, absolutely, and truthfully, my hometown is Alpine. So while the main office is in San Antonio, but I have 2 sisters that live here in El Paso. My mom is in El Paso most of the time. She runs back and forth between Alpine and El Paso, so I'm here pretty regularly. I love it here. I feel very much at home, and I intend to do a phenomenal job, working very hard for the people of the Mission Valley.
And representing the largest congressional district, how can you make sure that this part of El Paso County, Socorro, is going to be represented when sometimes we're so far out compared to San Antonio, we're far west? How are you going to make sure that representation?
Well, as I said, I mean, the truth is, you're looking at a guy from a city of 6,000 people out in Alpine, Texas, and so I know what it feels like to be left out, and it's my goal, frankly, to make sure that people understand that this part of the world isn't the back door to Texas, it's the front door to Texas, and we're going to pay every bit of attention that it is due. And that's not only to Socorro, but there's San Elizario, there's Clint, there's Fabens, there's all of those communities out there that for so long have just kind of been left on their own.
Right.
I want to be there to help.
And now that the District 23 office will be opening, I mean, what are some of the services your constituents, what kind of help will they be getting once they enter that door?
Well, the truth is, we're going to have 2 people there full-time and can do a lot of things. I mean, if you're having trouble with the VA, for example, then come see us, because we're happy to talk to you about it, and we're happy to help cut the way through the red tape to make sure that you get the services that you've earned, that you need, and that you deserve. There's a lot of issues with the federal government that range from Social Security to visas to different things. I mean, it pretty much runs the gamut. So I hope that everybody comes by, and I hope they take full advantage of having an office there in the neighborhood. Ahí en el barrio, it's a good place to be. All
right, sounds good. And again, that grand opening is today from 6 to 8 p.m. And of course, Representative Gallego will be there in attendance, and it's open to the public.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.